Thanks indeed for being here, for attending this panel. We have a great competitor out there, but we are better, obviously. Thanks for taking your time, and thanks especially to our three big star panelists for taking your time also and for sharing all the knowledge and all the opinions about this exciting topic, which is the fan experience as part of the fan engagement. So thanks to Joaquin. He's the CEO of Book Your Stadium. Maita Molango, CEO of the Professional Players Association in England and Wales. And thanks obviously to Patricia, member of the board of Granada Football Club and formerly at Elche and Eibar. And thanks obviously to the World Football Summit and especially to Jan Alisi and Marian Otamendi for the great work and great efforts. The topic of this panel is basically new revenue resources for clubs through everyday experiences. My first comment here is that sometimes we say that it's really easy to have engagement when you are in the sport industry and especially when you are in the football industry. The big challenge is how to monetize this engagement. And basically, experiences are a way to create engagement, but also is a way, or should be a way, to monetize this engagement, both from a brand perspective, meaning sponsors, but also from a property perspective, federations, clubs, events, competitions, leagues, etc., etc., etc. The famous COVID-19 has impacted heavily, as you know, the sports industry and especially also the football industry. And also the experiences have been impacted by the collateral effects of COVID-19. In three terms, the digital experiences have grown, the physical experience has drastically decreased in importance, and a new concept, the phygital experiences, have also created. It is not only important to ideate experiences, but also to activate, to implement the experiences. In these regards, it is always useful to use some of the methodological frameworks that some guys such as Pierre Reglier and Eric Langeard in 1987, both professors of the University of Aix-en-Provence in France. They created the concept of servaction, which is basically the production of services. And five factors can have an impact on the overall satisfaction when it comes to experiences. First of all, the client, the consumer, the user. Secondly, the other consumer, the other clients. Third, the infrastructure and the venues. Fourth, the personal in contact. And fifth, last but not least, the processes and procedures. All these factors should be taken into consideration when you ideate and when you implement experiences. And obviously and always you should put in place a plan B, just in case. What it happens if it rains, if it's very, very cold, or if it's very, very warm. So, before the debate starts, I would like, I don't know who, the video, 2 minutes video about the experiences such as the ones that are created by Book Your Stadium.
Exactly, no, and thank you Carlos for that. So basically, we are being very, very practical because we are here to learn and we are here to bring practical takeaways. And we have the pleasure to have a club representative, also they have been in the brand and also in the property side. And here on the video that we are going to show is one of our experiences that you can consume everywhere and every time. And we call it interactive streaming. This famous second stream is a couple of minutes, so please.
Participar, hablar, chatear, jugar, pronosticar, ver vuestra clasificación. Bienvenidos a Vive la Vuelta con Óscar Pereiro. ¿Cómo estás, Óscar?
Hola, chicos.
Es una experiencia maravillosa, deportiva, habitual. Joel, de Coque y Albiol. ¿Cómo estáis, chicos?
Muy buenas.
Muy buenas.
Venga, empezamos.
¿Podríais dedicársela para Diana? Estaría bien.
Yeah.
Vale, a ver.
For example, this is one is a virtual outdoor app that you can have while in your second screen you are consuming these contents. And here we have some of the feedback that they have. So here on the left-hand side, you can see pop-ups that will appear in your phone while you are watching the contents. You can do it before the match or in whatever occasion. This one, for example, we did it with the Paralympics to bring Tokyo to Madrid and has been a great success. Here is our typical meet and greet, but in another way, with different type of games and activities, always in your phone. This is only to bring you a little bit of flavor of what kind of experiences we are going to be speaking today, that are virtual, physical, and a mix of them, to bring you very, very practical takeaways in our conversation. Leti. Thank you.
Thanks so much indeed, and thanks, Joaquin, for the explanation. So we're going to start the debate asking maybe Patricia, what do you understand by experiences that can be monetized and used by a property? So experiences are good, is a good way to engage, is a good way to add value and to bring value to the fans, but to other stakeholders of a club. But how do you envision how to monetize these experiences?
Okay, we are in a moment in which the clubs need to increase our revenues, and I think that this kind of experience from engagement of the fans, it's a way to try to increase it, because in this moment, and I think that we have experienced during the COVID-19, I think that we have, for me, for example, it has more value, an experience, something that money cannot buy, typical sentence from Carlos, but I think it's true, than something very expensive. So I think that it's this kind of experience and try to increase the profitability of all of our assets, not only from the experience of being with a player or with a physical tour. I think that we have many activities and many experiences that we can offer to our fan base, also to those people who is visiting our city or who is interested in the club, or which are not fans from the club directly, but those people who can be interested in know something else about the club. So I think that we can obtain revenues from these sources, and we need to improve this kind of experience and try to offer in a correct way to achieve our target of increased revenues and increase engagement of our fans to return in revenues.
Thank you, Patricia. Maita, you have been many years the CEO of Mallorca. Now you are in England, in Wales, representing the players as the association. You have a lot of experiences and a lot of knowledge about this. How do you see how a club or a property federation and so forth should monetize this type of experiences?
Well, I think the starting point is to understand that your fans are not just the ones who love your club for 20 years and have a tattoo on their chest and they love the club. So this is one part of your fan, but then there's another part of the fans which are just people who maybe come to your stadium because you give something unique, a unique experience, no? And we had that situation in Mallorca where we thought, okay, how can we expand our fan base and how can we tap into, for example, the foreigners who visit the island? And I think that's what you need to learn from other sports. So when I go to the US, I don't forcibly care about the NBA. I don't forcibly understand the rules, but I go because it's cool. Because it's a memorable experience, something that, I go with my son, I go with my family because I can see it's memorable. So we're thinking to ourselves, how can we basically turn this, how can you turn our stadium into something memorable? And I think then it comes to the question of saying, well, what are the assets available? And thinking, how can you turn a problem into an opportunity? So in our case, for example, we had a running track. So people are saying, well, the experience is poor because you're far away, and that's true. But it's also true that the running track gives you a chance to maybe have a very cool VIP area by the corner. You don't see the game. And people are saying, well, but people want to see the game. Well, maybe you want to see the game, but other people don't care about seeing the game. They just care about being close, smelling it, touching it, enjoying it, and they loved it. But I think sometimes, especially in Spain, we have the assumption of VIP needs to be up there with a good vision of the game, but not everyone cares about tactics. Especially my kids don't care about tactics. They care about seeing Messi close, seeing the linesman close, seeing someone celebrating goal in front of them. So I think it's a bit of a reset button in terms of understanding that my fans are, of course, the one who would die for the club, but there are many other people who won't die for the club, but they'd love to have a cool experience.
Absolutely. And you have mentioned this ring area to be close to the players, but also we can mention the NBA. The really VIP thing is row number 0, which is very, very close to the court, when you can really realize how big in all terms are the players, right? Joaquin, you have a vast experience, not only in Spain, back to Spain after many years in Saudi Arabia, in Dubai, in Hungary, working for the other big entities, and now you have created Bugior Stadium. What's your point in terms of how clubs can monetize the experiences?
No, thank you, Carlos. So I'm gonna do like a very simple example. So behind me, we have an amazing venue that is every 15 days someone playing here. Why this summer? Okay, this has been sold 8,000 tickets in less than 20 days for a piano concert under around the candles on a Tuesday. So this is an experience that is not related to a sport, that is using one of your assets and is bringing value to your brand. So this is one of the examples of experiences that you can do, because at the end you have so many different asset. You have the player, you have your brand that is very, very strong, you have the facilities, while you have the tour and then the match as a main experiences. Okay, we don't want to touch the amazing fun experience that you have during the match, but you can go beyond that, and that's why what we believe in the Bugior Stadium, and this is us. We create new experiences to live in another way your club, and also for avid fan or for casual fans to have the opportunity to have these kind of experiences. For example, also you can apply this for sponsors. Everybody has wait in the sports city to get an autograph. Why you don't have the opportunity? For example, we have with a brand that was a car dealer, had the opportunity to have a raffle of 20 virtual autographs. And you need to visit their website, register, and in only 48 hours, you will get more than 5,000 leads in order to get this 20 virtual autograph that will arrive to the mobile of the player, will sign it, and will send it to you. So these are kind of the experiences that you don't need to wait for the match to happen, and the different possibilities that you have is a lot. For example, with Patricia, they are in an amazing city that is Granada. We are contacting the tour operators. The tour operator create, for example, a gastronomy, for example, challenge, or a gastronomy, let's say, tourist road, and then we go with a match or with a tour, and then we create the whole package. But it's the Granada let's say, gastronomy tour, and it has their brand. That's why the brand and the club has a strong brand, and we had to use it in what we call this sportainment.
Thank you, Joaquin. We are going to talk a little bit later about avid and casual fans and the relation with experiences. Let's talk about before, many years ago, we used to conceptualize experiences as only the match day experiences. Now it's everywhere, everyday experiences, meaning that actually we are tackling at the same time two of the main challenges of the sport industry and especially of the football industry, which are seasonality and location. So we have experiences during the match or the race or whatever, right after, right before, but also in between, not only at the stadium, but also elsewhere. How do you, as a club, as an expert, how do you envision the future of experiences in this dual concept, seasonality and location, and how it is linked to monetization?
I think that we will increase the sustainability of our stadiums, our sports cities, because we have noted during the COVID-19 in which the main part of our interest and the main part of our activity, that it's the match each week. We didn't have that much, so we have been obliged to create content and try to entertain our fan base. So I think that that's the key point, and we will continue increasing and trying to avoid seasonality and locality. So I think that it's something mandatory also because we need to increase the profitability of our stadiums, and we need to have our fan base around us and supporting us during the week, not only the match day. And that engagement and that supporting will return in increase of revenue. So I think that this Congress is an example of that. The stadium is for the match, and we are here celebrating a Congress. So this is the future from my point of view.
Thank you, Patricia. Maheta, what's your take on this? How important is this locate and as well as this seasonal? This is, yes, something like this. The experiences in order to have a better opportunity and chance to monetize.
I think that Patricia was making a great point about the fact that I think what we discovered during COVID is all of a sudden, when there was no game at weekend, you had nothing to tell to your fans because you based all your interaction on what was happening on Saturday. So today is COVID, tomorrow is climate change, but if there is no game at weekend, you have nothing, or you used to have nothing to tell to your fans. So I think those type of experiences is an opportunity for you to actually engage on an ongoing basis with your fans, for them to keep you in mind, to be top of mind, to be present in their ideas. And also I think this generation of people are people who want to be part of something. I didn't possibly care myself about being part of something, but this generation, they want to feel part of something, part of the decisions, part of, they want to be part of it. So I think it's a great opportunity. And to the point that Patricia was making, I think what we saw in Mallorca was that, the companies give importance to treating well their employees. And I think whereas before they used to go to a hotel to make a meeting or to do a team building, people are just tired of the hotel, of the typical meeting room. And I think people just enjoyed to come to a stadium. It's just a very cool way to treat your people on a Monday or Tuesday to the meeting instead of going to a normal place. And also in terms of beating a competitor, in the end, if you're a bank, the services that one or the other provides is the same. In the end, it comes down to your connection with a specific bank. So for that bank, for example, to invite you to an event at the Wanda Metropolitano, just is a different factor for the client to choose this bank versus another. And we felt that the client really saw the opportunity to leverage the connection with our club to make more money. So it was not, we're doing a favor to each other, in a way.
Thank you, Maita. Your company is partnering with a lot of clubs and federations and so forth and so on. At what extent do you think, Joaquin, that these clubs and federations are using these experiences not only during match, but also in between matches and right after and right before? And how important is this?
No, I think as we are saying, it's important because we want in the BNL everyday money, so we had to have this can. Now there is an awareness that these everyday experiences need to happen, but as we know, the majority of the club, they don't have a specialized team, so this limit this kind of everyday experience because you had to have it. Okay, that's why now, and I think clubs are doing this a lot. We have around now more than 20 partners, is to have third parties as well to help them to create these experiences. For example, with what we call it, for example, the sports cities, there is for example, on a Tuesday after work, you can go there and do a train like a pro, and then there will be someone from the club. You will have a training, and this is kind of the normal thing and so on. But why a drone will be recording you from the top and will be sending you the best video for your social media? So, and then you can have a picture and you can have all kind of this. And this become an experience. So all these logistics and so on, the clubs are now taking it. We are now talking with them. They can do it with a third party. They can do it in-house. But at the end, they see, as I said, every day these kind of experiences. And to put another example, for example, the experiences can also impact in merchandising. So everybody is talking about, for example, augmented reality. For example, now in your shirt you have a barcode that you can scan, and you will see an option of David Villa that we are going to see later, how David Villa is selling a T-shirt of a club in order to bring it into your house. And this is a virtual experiences. You are impacting your fan, and maybe you are sending it to your fan on a Wednesday when it's his birthday or her birthday. So the experiences are unlimited in regard to the possibilities.
Thank you, Joaquin. You have mentioned in your first intervention, money cannot buy experience, right? Because at the end of the day, we are exposed day in, day out to, several experiences from different types, different formats, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, you need to differentiate yourself from a club, but also from a sponsor perspective. What are the main factors that allows you to differentiate your experience from the ones that are offered and provided by your competitors?
I think that we need to clarify which are our competitors. And from my point of view, competitors are entertainment activities. So I think that we have something that is very different to other entertainment activities, and it's the passion that it moves sports and football in this case. So, for example, for not only, because I think that we need also to explain that there are different type of clients, not only B2C, that we are thinking about them, also B2B. And in our case, this kind of experience could be a different way to offer some assets to our sponsors. And for them, as Maita has said before, for them, it's key to offer to their customers and also to their employees a different activity in different place, and something very related with passion and with sentimental situation. And it's absolutely different from theater or from cinema because you are living. For example, the experience in Esposito, you are living something that your idols are living every day. And you are visiting the place in which they are training each day. So from my point of view, the passion is the key factor to differentiate from the competitors.
Thank you, Patricia. Maita, in terms of differentiation, how important is customization as well as exclusivity as part of the puzzle when you put together all the pieces in order to provide experiences to your targets, which can be B2C or B2B, as Patricia has mentioned?
Well, I think you need to understand, not the goal that you are pursuing, but rather what is the goal that the client is trying to pursue. And I think a lot of time in football, we just go to clients and say, well, that's how good we are. And but I think the step to me is to say, well, actually, this client makes an investment into my club, and I need to try to get some sort of a return. If I need to get that done, I need to understand why is he investing in me in the first place. No, and that's why I think the experience cannot be the same at Granada than in Mallorca, because maybe the client is not pursuing the same goal. No, but I think the good news to me is that it's not so much a question of money, but a question of ideas. It's kind of rethinking traditional assumptions about certain places that you have. For example, the training ground. So we used to have a canteen where the players would go in the morning and have breakfast. And you think, well, that's fine. But this is a place where a lot of fans would love to be sitting where Messi is having breakfast. So we take for granted that this is not valuable, but people love it. So people who are fans of Barcelona would love to just sit where Messi was having breakfast. So I think to me it's about kind of rethinking assumption and understand that in each of our city, sometimes our club is the Real Madrid or Barcelona of our city. And for a guy in the northern part of Mallorca is the Real Madrid. So for them to be able to sit down where those guys have breakfast is great. It has a value, no?
No, exactly, Ahmed. So you just brought something that is food. Everybody likes food. Everybody likes sport. It's true, and everybody like enjoying. And these are common things. Everybody like music. Why you don't bring all of this around your club? For example, about food. Imagine that you have Coca-Cola, or you have a wine brand as your sponsor. Why you don't have, for example, in some clubs, we are gonna bring, for example, Globo, to have the food of your club at your house every day or during the match. And then you can have, for example, the brand of the wine or Coca-Cola. So you are extended the asset not only to the stadium, also everywhere and every day. So you say to Coca-Cola or to the brand, now you are making more impact. And then this is with a couple of clicks. For example, in our marketplace that we are going to show later, you will be able to have a menu of 12 euro or 15 or 20 euro from X club, that now I cannot say, that you will bring it with a box, with the brand, and a special, as Patricia was saying, with a special passion, and then dedicated. And this is why, this kind of experience, as I said, they are endless. Can be related to food, can be related to music, can be related to sport, because at the end, everybody, we are on the same industry, that is entertainment.
Thank you. It is very, very important to differentiate a little bit the avid fan and the casual fan, right? I remember that if you go to the Atlanta Hawks venue, the new one, you can get your hair cut while you see Trae Young to score 40 or 42 points per night. As for me, I mean, this would be very, very quickly. But anyway, that's a great experience. I'm not sure if you, in your portfolio, you have this type of experience. Joaquin, what do you think about this?
No, you make it hard, yeah. No, it's not that we are trying to do everything here. We are here to be open. But for example, okay, people, they love to go to the bar. Okay, and the feeling of the bar is amazing. Okay, but what happens when the club plays away? Do we have an amazing venue here? So why we don't invite people to these watch parties? I'm sure that you hear about it. For example, the Dolphins in Miami, they have around between 12,000 to 15,000 people every time that they play away in the stadium, and there's no one in the field, but everybody is enjoying the food, is enjoying the experience. And then in this watch party you can do a lot of things. You can have a video wall, you can bring a legend, you can do whatever thing. These are things that now clubs are doing. They're doing with the sponsors. They are doing with B2C. They are doing with this. But to have a regular offer, even if I don't like football, I will go because it's a spectacular venue, and I will have fun. I will be with my friends, and it's something different, and it's an entertainment, and that's why they don't cut your hair, but you have fun.
Thank you, Joaquin, for your haircut. Let's talk about avid fun and casual fun. Many years ago, the bond obviously still is the hard fun, is the avid fun. But in order to get more chances to increase and monetize your assets and your opportunities, you need to touch base also the casual funds and experiences, right? And give them the opportunity. Do you think that they want and they need different type of experiences, avid fun compared to casual funds?
In some cases, yes, but I think that both of them can share the experiences. I think that when matches started streaming in TV 7 years ago, you can 7 years ago when the centralization of the TV rights, it was possible to watch each day, each match of your team. So in that moment, I think that we increased our fan base and we start not focusing only in fans of the stadium, in fans that come into the stadium, and also increasing the fans that were in their houses watching our match. So it was the starting point, and I think that with the increasing of the social media and the followers of the clubs, we have increased also our potential clients for this kind of experience. And in this case, I think that experience like a virtual tour or know better where is the place in which your players are living or training every day are things that people is interested because they have they want to know more about the players, about the professional football. And we have also the examples of programs like Amazon Prime with Six Dreams, and I think that there is a lot of people who has watched this kind of series, and they are not followers of Manchester City or of avid in the case of Amazon Prime Six Dreams. So I think that there are products or experiences that could be for both type of clients.
Neta, what's your take on this? I remember always a picture of the Jacksonville Jaguars stadium where you have a big swimming pool when you can, drink. You pay more or less $500, which is not that bad, which is a way to monetize. But this is targeted to the casual fan, not to the avid fan, right? What's your opinion in terms of, do you need to, let's say, segment the offering to the casual fan and to the avid fan?
I actually think that during COVID, what we learned is we need to attract the casual fan, you need the avid fan. Because when you watch the game during COVID, it was boring. So the audiovisual product depends first on having a proper experience at the stadium, which is engaging, which is attractive, and then this in turn attract other people who don't forcibly follow football because they love it. So to me, there's a connection between both, and I think you need the avid ones, which are the ones who create the passion, as Patricia was saying, to then be able to attract the others who may not forcibly have the passion, but would be dragged along by the fact that this is a cool, memorable experience. I mean, if you go to Anfield Road, you need to be a storm not to fall in love with the situation, because it's just magic, no? And I think that's magic. That's what we cannot lose as football, and this will attract then the more casual fans, I guess.
No, exactly. And Christmas is coming. So that's true. Christmas is coming now. We have, even if it's still not very cold. And for example, in our marketplace, we are going to do a big campaign, and for the casual fan, that I'm sure to have an avid fan around of a sport, because we have football and we have tennis and others. So which gift I can give to him, you know, so or to her, and the experiences that we have been talking about, training, the food of your club, a virtual autograph, whatever, you can have it from your club in 2 clicks, and this is, in my opinion, how you will attract the casual fan, and as well, not related to club, no, to give. Also, you can have it. You can organize an amazing, and my team that is here, I thank you for this. They are doing a very, for example, for the gastronomy tour, they are doing an amazing gastronomy tour. And if a guy is or a girl is enjoying the tour of the gastronomy of the best places, for example, in Granada, and then they will take it to a tour of the stadium, they will go to the tour of the stadium because it's part of the plan. People, they love to have this a plan that will last 2.5 hours, and then enjoying the whole thing.
Thank you, Joaquin. I think that I'm afraid that we have only 1 minute left, and I think that you have a surprise for us, right?
Yes, no, thank you for that. So here on the main screen we have our new platform that will be launched in a couple of weeks. As you can see here, there are the different clubs that we are working with, Real Madrid, and then we have Barca and the rest of them. There will be, for example, directly experiences related to with football players. And here we have a video of a couple of minutes on how, for example, you can use, that this is very important, the image of a player, not only on social media. You can use it in your phone. As I said, here we have the different the QR code where you can scan it, and then Villa will appear as in the video. And we have here, for example, is gonna, for example, in this case, I think has been chosen to take a picture with him. Okay, and then he take a picture. This is from one of our fans. Okay, actually from yesterday. And this is a picture of him, and you can put whatever message you want there, and then take a picture, and you can send it to a sponsor. You can do whatever thing. Okay, this is, for example, with toques. I don't know how to say in English, toques. Okay, but and then you can play with your fans about this. So it's not a question about the technology; it's about what you do with the technology. What are the contents? And here we have 2 amazing representatives that are very forward thinking, that they have applied this. And this, for example, this is an hologram. You see the guy behind? So we were supposed to have it here, David, exactly like this, but because of some of the conditions we couldn't. And here this is a real hologram that we are going to have it in the States now in October, in November, and so on. And we are going to have David Villa with us, even if this is in another place. Okay, so we have physical, we have virtual experiences, we have both that you can play a lot with it, and we are going to be, me and the team will be pleased to have more information about this, and then we are going to do a big launch, a little bit, let's say, it's going to be, I think, how do you call it? That everybody will know about, because we are going to make a very good noise, and it's going to be quite original. Thank you.
Absolutely. So thanks indeed, Patricia. Thanks indeed, Maeta. Thanks indeed, Joaquin. As a main takeaways, engagement, yes, it is important, obviously, but the most important thing is how to monetize this engagement. Experiences are a great way in order to monetize all this engagement. Experiences can be physical, digital, or both. Physical, and the important thing now is how to tackle 2 of the challenges that the football industry is facing, which is seasonality and location. And through all these experiences, clubs, properties, but as well the sponsors can go to the next level when it comes to monetization. So it's a great pleasure thanks indeed for your attention and your time, and thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.